This is the Jaktar J-30 Black Vision edition. This sleek and chiseled Swedish-built vessel is making its debut in the US. We're here to take you on a full tour and sea trial of this incredible vessel. Before we show you around though, let's take this Jaktar 30 for a drive. Just a little history on the name Jaktar. In the 18th century, British sailors put tar on their clothes to keep themselves warm and dry. Later on, during World War I, US sailors called themselves the Jaktars. Tough, resilient, and strong, all the elements that go into the name Jaktar. Let's just go ahead and get up on step here. This is my first time running this Jaktar, but I have a feeling it's just going to jump right up on step. Right now we're at 4,000 RPMs, but we jumped right up to 20 knots just almost instantly. I'm at 3,500 RPMs right now. We're planing out 22, 23 knots. It's got a wave-piercing bow like we see on a lot of the European designed boats of this style. Underneath that, there's 55 degrees of dead rise at the bow. It transitions back to 18 degrees of dead rise at the stern. And these Jaktars are designed by the Vripack naval architect group of the Netherlands. Just a legendary group, and the thoughtful design that they put into this boat really shows, from the whole design to that menacing, wicked look on the outside of that boat. But you get inside, it's warm and appealing on the inside here. All the interior yacht finishes and the stitching and the upholstery and all the colors have really come together to really make the interior of this boat as menacing as it looks from the outside. The interior is just stunning. Okay, let's get up to about 35 knots. We're north of 35, 37 knots. And I'm going to really throw it over hard to starboard now. 38 knots. Let's just see what happens here. Engines are trimmed all the way down on rails. No cavitation. Let's straighten it out. We're still at 30 knots. We didn't even lose hardly any speed coming around that corner. Handle's kind of like I figured it would. With this whole design, just absolutely rips in the corners here. All right, let's get a look at the fuel economy here right now. Again, first time running this boat, but we're at, I don't know, around 27 knots or so, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 nautical miles per gallon, somewhere in there. We're looking at a fuel burn of about 18, 19 gallons an hour. Again, first time on this boat, twin 300 Suzuki's on this J-30. Talking to the folks over at Jaktar, all future models coming into the US are going to be rigged with Mercury power. They're actually testing a J-30 right now over in Sweden with twin Mercury 400 horsepower V10s. We're certainly excited to run that boat when it shows up here. What a sea trial be without figuring out the top speed. We're at 35 knots right now. We're just going to go wide open throttle with these twin 300. Just like that, we're over 40 knots. You can trim up a little bit here. There's 42 knots. Guys at Cardinal Yacht Sales said they had this boat up to 46 knots, and we're at 44. There's 45 knots. I just trimmed up a little more. Screaming right down the shoreline of Loving Island here. 45 knots. I'm sure if I played with a little bit, we'd get the full 46 knots out of me, but you get the idea. All right, I'm going to go find a calm spot to drift for a little while, and we can show you the interior features of this J-30. First thing I noticed is the fact that I can rest my arm right here on this furnace channel and really have smooth and fluid control over the throttle, especially when it's rough. You definitely want to give your arm a base here when you're in rough water, and that's the first thing I noticed. This is a heat channel, of course. You can see the heat ducts right here. There's two Webasto furnaces on this J-30, and one on the port side, one on the starboard side. We'll show you where they are located a little bit later, but they come out this furnace channel right here, and this just makes a great armrest. Of course, we do have our throttles right here. We've got a black anodized steering wheel that's fully adjustable, trimmed out with leather, so it's nice and warm. Tilt that into my running position there. We've got our wiper controls right here, right where we need them. We've got our autopilot, battery switches back here, and a cup holder. Up here on the dash, we've got twin Garmin MFDs. We've got our Webasto furnace controls right here, outboard gauges. We've got trim and tilt panel here for the outboards, and troll mode also for the Suzuki outboards. Here we've got switches, horn, water heater, bilge mains, and then our two main power switches for our furnaces as well. Down below here we've got a breaker panel, so if anything does happen to pop, we don't need to pull a panel off or anything to get to it. And overhead here we've got our zip wake system, our battery monitor, and then all the lighting is controlled here right above the helm station. And the last thing that I love about this is the commanding view from this helm seat through these fully bonded glazed windows that just make this boat so striking from a distance. Just a great commanding view and great visibility from the helm seat here. Now we're in the galley on the J-30. Overhead here we've got a storage compartment. You can put your spices and whatnot in there. Down below we've got our cooktop right here, propane cooktop, and a large sink. Faucet folds down out of the way when you want to use it. Simply pops up right there, hot and cold water on this J-30. If you want some more surface area, simply fold that down. Now you've got a place, pots and pans. We even have a table right here that extends this whole surface. If you do want to do dishes, need some more space over here, fold that down, pop that up. You can do dishes and have a place to do your dishes right here. Your propane shutoff is located right back in here in this compartment. Probably have some room in here for some spices as well. Down below, got a large storage drawer here for pots and pans. Another drawer for your cutlery. And a fairly large top-loading refrigerator. And right above the cook surface, we've got this porthole as well for ventilation. Let's open that up. Now can you beat the view cooking here on your J-30? This J-30 has just under an 8.5 foot beam, and yet look how much room we have in here to pass somebody in the aisleway. A lot of room in here, doesn't feel claustrophobic at all. A lot of headroom in here as well. And look at the Yacht interior finishes on the inside of this boat. Everything is just absolutely appealing and warm. Just feels great once you get inside the cabin of this J-30. Got a grab handle overhead here. We've got coat hooks built right in here that retract. And then look at the bench seating in here. They're up high enough to where you can see out these fully glazed windows, and all the passengers can have great visibility when you're running, enjoying the scenery out here on the water, and lots of storage in here as well. Look how large these compartments are underneath these seats, and storage in behind the seats as well. Everything is carpeted, so nothing's banging around. And again, everything is just warm and appealing in here. We have charging ports in here as well. Tons of storage here in here, and you can see these heat vents on both sides here. I was talking about this earlier when I was at the helm seat. Both sides, we've got two Webasto furnaces on this boat. So you've got heat that pours out both of these furnace channels on either side, port and starboard of this boat. There's also two hatches up here in the ceiling, let in natural light, but when it gets warm out, you can open these up and get some ventilation in this spacious cabin. This also turns into a great entertainment space right here. You can see where your table pops right in there. Let's go ahead and pull the supports for that out and set that table up really quick. These just pop into these two sockets in the floor, both of your table supports like so. Screw right in there, and you can see how they have this button here so you don't get rocks and sand and debris and stuff in there. And your tabletop just drops into place like so. Super easy. Fold that out. Got a place to have lunch, play some cards, just relax and entertain with some friends. Now there's an additional bunk that goes in here. Our filler cushions are right in this huge storage compartment underneath this aisleway. Let's go ahead and pull this filler cushion out right here. Set that up there. Get that other one out as well. There we go. Okay, we'll set this bunk up here to show you how much space there is if you do have some kids or maybe another couple that wants to join you on the boat. Pretty easy to set up this bunk. This bunk can easily be stowed, yet it sets up so quickly. Let's say if you want to have two couples on the boat for a weekend, or your family of four, you can have two people sleeping in here, or perhaps even reading a book here during the day. This makes a great day bunk in here to read a book. Say it's raining outside, What a great place to sit and hang out. You've got the view out these great panoramic windows. Just the perfect spot to either sleep for a weekend on the boat or hang out and read a book. I just love the overhead storage in this J-30 as well. You've got room to fit an entire spinning rod in here, or if you got something right here, you can certainly pick it out of this side of it, or you can go to this front compartment and grab something out of here as well. But this is a big, long storage space in here. Then if you did have the table in here, look at this. You can swivel these seats around, and these people can be part of the conversation as well. Sit around that table and entertain, or like I said, play cards or whatever you want to do. So many uses for this space in here. And then this passenger seat, let's slide it forward here. This is another yet comfortable passenger air ride shock absorbing seat over here. Has the same angled foot pad in here with that permateak flooring, non-skid. Great place to rest your feet. Got a large glove box in here with all of the angular designs that come along with this J-30. You've got a grab handle here as well. And then underneath these shock absorbing seats, you've got a large storage drawer here on the port side, as well as another top loading refrigerator over here for your beverages underneath the helm seat. You've got your Fusion stereo control right above the passenger seat here. And again, look at the commanding view out these panoramic windows on this J-30. You've got the same beautiful view from the passenger seat as you do from the helm seat. Now we're in the forward V berth. You see we've got ample storage both sides here underneath these cushions, all lit. You can see what you've got stored in there. There's 3 total storage compartments up here. We've also got one over here on the starboard side, also well lit right there. It's got stuff in it. And there's another one up front as well under these seat cushions, all well lit, carpeted, so nothing slides around in the storage up here in the bow. Plenty of room in here for 2 people to sleep up here in this V berth. Lots of room in here. Look at the headliner. Everything's carpeted. It's nice and warm in here. We've got heat ducts in here. We've got storage pockets up front with lights and charging ports in them. The space is well lit. We've got netting in here to store books, some belongings, and we've got portholes on both sides to ventilate this space as well, with some fresh air pour in through there. And these cushions are firm, nice and comfortable. I could just imagine sleeping in a nice quiet cove out here in the San Juan Islands, or really anywhere up in this V berth. Very comfortable. This J-30 has a full wet head. We've got storage overhead here for your toiletries. More storage here right below the window. There's a porthole in the window here for ventilation. Let's go ahead and open that up. We've got a minimalist, modern shower head here. Hot and cold water, of course. We've got lighting, heater vent, our pump out, and our toilet with a 10-gallon holding tank, drain on the floor, and permateak non-skid flooring as well. Now we're out on the aft deck here. You notice the custom touches on this J-30, like the black anodized custom cleats here with the J-30 logo. There's your fuel filler right here, 210-gallon tank on this Jaktar. We've got propane locker right in here that's vented to the exterior, and storage pockets on both sides. You can see how these fold down right here. Sides of the boat. We've got storage down below as well. Back here on the transom, this is a storage locker in here. This can also be optioned as a live well, but a lot of storage in there. And then underneath this seat, we've got systems in here as well. I'll just kneel down right here and pop this open. You can see access to all your systems right in there. Speaking of seating, this also pops up right here. You've got ample seating to turn this into an entertainment zone. There's a table, goes in right here. Table posts pop in here. You have a nice table out here, entertaining with friends and family on the back deck. Speakers, both sides, and those Webasto furnaces are mounted behind these panels on both sides here. And they vent to the outside to make it nice and quiet inside the boat. Permateak flooring, non-skid as well. Then in these compartments, port and starboard, we've got fire extinguishers and first aid kits in here. These also make a great step to get up onto the roof or the edge of the boat here like this. And we've got switches right here as well, floodlights, shelf lights, and storage lights. I should also note that this is a self-bailing deck. You can see our channels right here, and our water flows right back to the scuppers on both sides of the boat. And then in these side compartments, we've got access to systems in here. right there, and a little bit of storage as well. There's compartments on both sides of this aft deck. We're out on the swim platform now. Of course, this is covered in Permateak non-skid decking. There's two compartments in here. The one on the starboard side is your cranking batteries. The port compartment has your house system in it. So your batteries are in watertight compartments there. Love these tie downs they have in here. You push the button in the middle, these come right out. You can lash down a cooler or any number of things out here onto the swim platform. Over here on the port side, we've got our swim ladder, and it's recessed into the swim platform. A, so you don't trip over it. B, it also protects the swim ladder as well. 1.5 inch grab rail back here that you can mount any number of things onto. You can mount a bait station fillet table, a barbecue, and certainly rod holders. You can see they've got their flag holder in here as well. Wide transom door, walk-through transom right there. The panoramic glass on the aft wall of this cabin is simply stunning, and its shape and fit goes along with the rugged look of this boat. There's so many neat features on this boat, and this is one of them right here. With the push of a button right here, mast comes down, folds into position, so you can take it under bridges, park it in your garage, and they even come with supports. Pop this one right into place right here. Easy as pie, look at that. Tighten that down. Now with those supports in place, look how sturdy this is. This isn't going anywhere. You can tow this down the highway. Again, under bridges, park it in your garage. Just gives you a lot better clearance with this J-30. Let's say you want to head up to the bow. Typically, you'd have to work your way up to the side of the boat to get up to the bow. Jaktar has thought of everything. We simply move this cushion out of the way right here, and these steps rotate right up. Push this button right here. Window pops open. Just like that, and we've got access right to the bow here. You'll notice there's no trip hazards up here. It's all wide open space up here on the bow. The same black anodized custom cleats you found on the stern or up here on the bow. If you do want to do some fishing, you've got a little bit of a railing here to lean up against. You've got a reinforced area for your windlass, should you choose to put one in. We've got fender lockers here. Typically, your fenders would go in a cage, say right here, and block your sight. Well, now you can stuff them right in these fender lockers up here, both sides. You can put a couple in each one. Got a place for your anchor pulpit, and there's a dive ladder, a swim ladder as well, that snaps into place up here on the bow as well. And if you do need to work your way down the side of the boat, no problem. You've got this great railing system in here, really robust railing all the way down the side on both sides. And then look at this roof space. Is this not perfect for a rack system and some mountain bikes or kayaks up here? Then while I'm over here, look at these quick disconnects that come with this boat. You feed your fender line through there at the correct height, pop them into place, and you're set. They have these all the way down the side of the roof here for your fenders. Despite its wicked and determined look, the fit and finish on this boat is absolutely impeccable, and the interior finishes on this boat make it warm and appealing. For more information, log on to jaktar.com, and to purchase one of these boats in the US, get a hold of our great friends at Cardinal Yacht Sales in Bellingham, Washington. There's a link to their website in the description down below. And be sure to follow Jaktar Boats and Cardinal Yacht Sales on Instagram to keep up with the happenings of this great new boat line in the US. Thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you next time.